2p. So we will start in a comfortable seat. Cool. Get comfy, close your eyes. Allow the body to be still, so make any final adjustments that you need. Bring your attention down into your seat and let the seat become heavy into the floor or your prop. Feel the buttocks and the sit bones, the legs in contact with the mat. Feel supported here. Let the ground take the full weight of the body, and in turn release any holding through the hips, the knees, anywhere else there's any tightness. And then through that support, feel that you can lengthen up and grow a little bit taller. The chest and the crown of the head lifts, and the shoulders relax, elbows relax. And then bringing the awareness again down to your toes. And we're going to scan slowly from the toes. And as we move up the body, just gently connect to that part of the body and feel as if you're turning a light on in that area. So awareness in the toes, all 5 of the toes, the whole of the feet, the ankles. Feel the shins and the calves, the knees, all around the knee joint, the kneecaps, the back of the knees, the front of the thighs, back of the thighs, the inner thighs, the outsides of the thighs. Everything lighting up as you connect into each body part, the hips, the hip joints. And then you visualize what that hip joint looks like with the ball and socket. The whole of the pelvis and the groin. And then you see kind of this golden glow through the lower part of the body, through the lower belly, buttocks and the lower back. And then this glow is starting to spread through the belly button, the whole of the belly, through the lower back to the middle back, up to the chest and the rib cage, the whole of the rib cage, up to your shoulder blades and the collarbones. Everything lighting up, maybe feeling a little bit warm and glowy. The points of the shoulders, the armpits, and then the whole length of the arms, the wrists, the elbows, the hands and the fingertips. So waking each body part up by bringing your attention there. And then to the neck, the back of the neck, the sides of the neck, the throat, the back of the head, sides of the heads and the ears, the temples, the whole of the face. And then the crown of the head, see the whole body glowing with this gentle golden glow. And feel warmth and softness. Within the warmth and the softness, start to feel your breath. Notice the rhythm, any qualities of your natural cycle of breath as you sit here. Gently start to deepen the breath, so drawing full deep breaths down into the torso, into the belly, and then complete exhales, squeezing the breath out. So very gently, we'll stay with this breath for a few moments, so working on lengthening, deepening, smoothing out each breath in, each breath out. Maybe drawing that breath into any areas that feel that they need a little bit more attention this morning. And take 3 or 4 more big breaths like this. Try to get it into every nook and cranny. Make this your final breath. Deep inhale, full, expansive. And complete exhale. And then let go of the breath. Start to find that rhythm that you can use through the practice this morning. Smooth, even, comfortable. Bringing the hands into prayer in front of the heart, the awareness into the mind. And take a moment to consider, so we think about the intention that we want to set. It might come quite freely to the mind, or maybe you kind of flick through whatever's going on and find that word or statement that's going to help you and give you whatever you need, the quality that you want to manifest in yourself. We'll take an inhale together and send out those intentions with your exhale. Release the hands and come forwards into child's pose. So bring your big toes to touch. Take the knees as wide as comfortable for you. Make sure the forehead is resting, so either on your mat, the pillow, or your hands. And the arms relax, either extended forwards or wrap round by your sides. And take a few of those deep breaths here. Working your seat towards the heels. Really using the breath to let go of any holding, any tension in the body, the mind. And softly bring your hands over to the right side, off of your mat. Keep pushing your sit bones towards your heels, let the head hang heavy. And the arms can either be relaxed on the floor or more dynamic with the arms lifted and really reaching the fingers forwards. Take 2 full breaths here into this side stretch. Then the hands come back to center and take it over to the other side. And settle in. Come back to the breath. 2 breaths here. Hands come back to center. And we're simply going to thread the needle. Bring your left arm under the right armpit. The left shoulder and the left cheek come down. If the head is not quite on the ground, you can use a pillow or a block. We're getting this gentle twist and opening through the upper back and the left shoulder. 2 more breaths here. The seat keeps sinking back towards the heels. Re-extend the left arm and then just change sides, threading the right arm through, resting the head and the shoulder down. So as we move through the practice today, feel free to modify and take a break whenever you need to. Take any stronger variations that you like to work with, any different variations. And gently now bring the right arm forwards. And come up to all fours, the wrists under the shoulders, fingers spread wide. And then start to move through your own cat and cow. You might just be flexing and arching the spine or rolling out the hips, rolling the belly. Just close the eyes and then see what you feel, where you need to move. Couple more breaths, just easing yourself in here. And then coming to stillness and neutral spine. Extend the right leg behind, kicking out through the right heel. And square off the right hip. Lengthen through the top of the head. So it's almost, you can imagine that you're standing in Tadasana, that foot is flat on the floor and we're lengthening up through the crown. The option then is to reach the left hand forward, thumbs up, fingers spread wide, not collapsing down but pushing and lifting up. 1 more breath. Gently release. And we'll switch sides. So the left heel kicks away. Toes point down to the floor. Feel the engagement through that left leg. Option then to reach the right hand forward. Relax the shoulders, the belly is drawing in. 1 more breath. And then release. This time, bring your right foot up towards the ceiling. The right knee is bent. On your exhale, round and crunch the knee towards the nose. Squeeze it in. Inhale to kick up. Exhale, bring the knee towards the right arm as high up as you can. Inhale to kick back up. And then release the right knee down. And we'll do that on the left. So kicking the left foot up towards the ceiling. Feel stable here, fingers spread wide. Exhale, crunch and round, knee to nose, squeeze. Inhale, kick up. Exhale, knee to the left arm. Inhale to kick up. And then release the left knee down rather. Tuck the toes, push back to down dog. And then make your adjustments here. So maybe a bit of movement. Maybe you come to stillness. Slow any movements down. And that strong down dog. Keep the knees nice and bent while we warm up. And just feel for a moment here, the crown of the head descends towards your thumbs. Shoulders slip down the back. And the tailbone lifts. And the heels work towards the mat. On your next inhale, come forward to a high plank. Modify straight away with the knees down if you need to. Take an inhale here. Exhale, lowering down onto the belly. 3 rolling cobras. Point the toes. Inhale, lift the chest and the hands. Exhale to lower. Twice more. Inhale, floating up. Push the pubic bone down. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Pull the chest through. Exhale to lower. Inhale, tuck the toes. Push back, seat to heels. And then exhale for downward facing dog, or by all means stay on all fours. Again, inhale, come forward to a high plank. On your exhale, lower down onto your belly. Bring your arms by the sides, palms down. You either keep your hands by your sides or you could interlace the fingers behind the back. Gaze is down. On an inhale, float the chest up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Maybe the hands lift, either drawing your knuckles towards your heels or reaching the fingers behind you like I'm pulling your hands, and that gives you a little extra lift up of the chest. Option then to lift the feet and sparkle out through your toes. Everything's strong. We're going to hold it for 3 more breaths. Good. Keep breathing. If the breath is short, just ease off a little bit. Make it easier for yourself. 1 more breath here. On the exhale, release. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Inhale, tuck the toes, push back, seat to heels. And exhale to downward facing dog. One more breath. And your next inhale, come forward into your plank. Modified or full plank. Inhale, everything is strong. On your exhale, lower down onto your belly. This time inhaling for cobra or up dog, if your back's ready for that. So push into your hands, draw the heart through, come up as high as feels comfortable in the back. 1 more breath here, legs are strong, no crunching in the lower back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, tuck the toes, push back, seat to heels. And exhale to down dog. Take 3 full breaths here. Let the breath be deep, free, easy. And then from here, we're going to walk our hands back to our feet at the back of the mat and take ragdoll. So either hands are on opposite elbows and the head hangs heavy, or option to take chest expansion, interlacing the fingers behind the back. Keep the knees nice and bent. Neck and the shoulders relax. Maybe give the head a shake. And a couple more breaths. Toes are long, not grabbing onto the mat. And then release the hands down and walk back to down dog. On an inhale, reach your right leg high, three-legged dog. It's the same lift as when we were on all fours. Exhale, crunch the knee towards the nose, shoulders come over the wrists, and then step the right foot through. Use a hand if you need to. Drop the back knee down and settle into your low lunge. You've always got the option to use blocks. I've got the luxury of 2 blocks today. Lift the chest and just allow for this opening through the hips. And then we're going to come up onto the front thigh. Back off a little bit. Tuck your tailbone down. Really feel the stretch through the left hip. Reach the hands high. And then interlace the fingers, pointing the index fingers up towards the ceiling. And side stretch over to your right. Sink the hips down any amount. Lift the chin. One more breath here. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, take the hands down. And step back to down dog. Second side, inhale to reach the left leg high, three-legged dog. Left heel lifts and the right hip heel drops towards the mat. On your exhale, crunch the knee towards the nose and step through. Dropping the back heel down. Use any back knee down. Use any padding there if you need to. Grab your blocks if you use them on the first side. Lift the chest and breathe. Bring the hands up onto the front thigh. And if you need to adjust your leg stance at all, go ahead. Straighten up, reach the hands high, interlace the fingers, and then hinging over to your left. So that stretch is all the way from the right knee, through the right hip, the right side, the armpit, the arm up to your fingers. One more breath here. Come back to center. Release the hands down. Step back to down dog. Your option now is to drop into child's pose or we'll move through a vinyasa. High plank on your inhale. Exhale, lowering with control, elbows into the sides. Inhale for your back bend, cobra or up dog. Exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. On your next exhale, look forward. Slowly step the feet to the hands at the top of the mat. Inhale for a halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, you fold in. Inhale, rise up, reverse swan dive. Reach up, palms touch at the top. Exhale, hands in prayer. Stabilize the breath. Feel all the light from the tips of your toes to your fingertips to the crown of the head. Whole body is awake and breathing. Release your hands down, Tadasana. Palms turn forward, broaden the chest. On your next inhale, reach up and look up. Exhale to swan dive forwards. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, step back to plank. Or straight to down dog if you want to miss this out. Take an inhale. Exhale to lower. Inhaling for cobra or up dog, push the tops of the feet down, toenails down. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to float the right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, steps the right foot through, back knee comes down. Inhale, lift the hands from the chest. And sink down into the lunge any amount. From here, the option is to tuck the back toes and straighten the back leg for crescent lunge. Interlace the fingers, point the index fingers, Kali Mudra. Inhale, lift the chest, side stretching to your right. Inhale, come back up. We're going to take this to prayer twist, hooking your left elbow over the right thigh. If you need to drop the back knee down, go ahead. Push your palms together, feel the hands pushing together, the thumbs drawing towards the chest. Good, relax the shoulders. One more breath here. On your exhale, look down, hands come down, step back to down dog. Either take your rest or move through the vinyasa. High plank on an inhale, curling forwards. Exhale, lowering down. Find that pause at the bottom of the exhale. Inhale for cobra or up dog. Pause. Exhale to down dog. Two more breaths. When you inhale, the left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale, steps the left foot through. And the back knee comes down. Inhale, lift the chest and the hands. Sink down into your lunge. Either stay or tuck the toes, pick up the back knee. Find your foundation here, strong through the feet, legs are strong. Kali Mudra, index fingers point, the rest of the fingers interlace. Folding over to your left. Sink down into your lunge. One more breath here. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, prayer twist to your left. Hooking the right elbow over the left thigh. Lift the chest, open the left shoulder. One more breath. Look down, hands come down. Step back to down dog. Option to rest or flow through. High plank on your inhale. Exhale as you lower. Inhale for your back bend. Exhale to down dog. And pause. 3 full breaths. On your next exhale, look forward, step or hop to the top of the mat, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale as you fold in, the chin tucks. Inhale, reach up, push into your feet. Exhale, hands in prayer. Find the breath. Remember your intention. Release your hands down. And we'll flow through again. Inhale, reach up. Gaze to thumbs. Exhale to forward fold. Halfway lift on your inhale. Exhale, stepping back to down dog. Inhale to lift the right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, stepping the right foot through. Coming into your low lunge. Inhale, rise up. Either stay with the knee down or tuck the toes, straighten the back leg, crescent lunge. Taking our stretch over to the right, interlace the fingers, reach up, fold over. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, prayer twist to the right. Left elbow, right knee. Relax the shoulders. From here, on your exhale, look down, bring your hands down. Pivot to the left side of the mat for Prasarita. The toes turn in. Bend your knees any amount. Hands down on the mat. Use an inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold over. Let the head go. Check in with your feet. Make sure the full footprint's on the mat. Legs are strong, the sit bones tipping up towards the ceiling. And no effort in the neck and the shoulders. 2 more breaths here. And then the hands walk round to the top of the mat. The feet pivot. You step back either to a 3-legged dog or a regular dog. And then your choice to rest, move through a normal vinyasa or maybe a 3-point vinyasa, your choice. High plank on an inhale. Exhale to lower. Inhale for cobra or up dog. Exhale, slowly moving back to down dog. Steady the breath. We'll flow through on the second side. Inhale lifts the left leg. Exhale helps the left foot through. Low lunge, back knee is down. Inhale, rise up. Option to stay or pick up the back knee. Crescent lunge. Kali Mudra. Point the index fingers. Fold over to your left. We're not just collapsing down into the left waist. We lift up and fold over. On your next inhale, come back to center. Hands in prayer. Exhale, twisting to your left. Right elbow over the left thigh or knee. Gaze is fixed on one spot. The breath is still there, smooth and even. On your exhale, look down. Bring the hands down. Pivot round to the right side of the mat. Prasarita. Turning the toes in a little bit. That just sets up the alignment in your hips. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold in. Option to take chest expansion or keep your hands on the mat. So if you want to, you can interlace the fingers, draw the knuckles up. Maybe the arms come overhead. And take any movement here that feels good, feels necessary. 2 more breaths. Gently releasing the hands down if they were interlaced. Walk the hands to the top of the mat, and you either step straight to down dog or a three-legged dog. You rest or flow through your own vinyasa. It's up to you. We'll meet in down dog when you're ready. On your next exhale, look forward and step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale to fold in. Bring the big toes to touch and sink the hips down. Rise up into chair pose. Sit a little bit deeper. And then we're going to go through a bit of a standing sequence. So if you want to stand next to a wall or a chair, go ahead. And the option is to keep your hands lifted or maybe bring your hands into prayer. See how you go. Taking figure 4, lift your right knee, cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Flex the right foot. Sit down a little bit deeper. Keep breathing. From here, move straight into tree pose. Bring your right foot to rest on the calf, heel above the ankle, or maybe the foot comes to the inner thigh. Lift the chest, relax the shoulders. One more breath here. Then the right knee comes forward. We're going to move into warrior 3. So flex the right foot. Start to kick out through that right heel. And hinge forward any amount for 2 breaths. Take a bend in the left knee. If you need to bring your hands down, go ahead. And then step the right foot back. We're in a lunge. When you're ready, reach the hands high, crescent lunge. Deepen the lunge in the left knee. On your exhale, bring the hands down, either onto your mat or the comfort of 2 blocks, or your front thigh. Step the back foot in a little bit. Drop the back heel down for pyramid. So you want to feel that the back foot is flat on the mat. And I have my feet on train tracks rather than heel to heel. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Bend this front knee if you need to. And exhale to fold over. So lay the belly over the left thigh. Let the head hang down. And gaze towards your back foot. Push both of the feet into the mat. And send the breath wherever you need it. Two more breaths. And then your choice here is either to step forward and take ragdoll, standing forward fold, or step back to down dog and move through your vinyasa, and eventually we'll all meet at the top of the mat in a fold. So go with your own breath. Couple more breaths here. And then release the hands down. Bring the big toes to touch. Sink the hips down. Sit down into your chair. Lift the chest and the arms. Sit deep. You feel this length through the side waist. We're going to take that same sequence, so either keep your hands lifted or bring the hands into prayer. Figure 4, lift the left knee, cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Open the left knee up, then sink the hips down. Again, direct the breath wherever you're feeling it, wherever there's the most resistance. Slow transition into tree pose. No rush. Again, open the left knee up. Square off the hips. 2 breaths here. And then the left knee comes forward. You flex the left foot. Start to move into your warrior 3. Straightening that left leg. Deepening the fold any amount. And take 2 breaths here. So find softness in the face, the shoulders. There's a little bit of give in the right knee. And moving into the lunge, bend the right knee. Slowly step the left foot back. Find your feet, lift the chest. When you're ready, you lift your hands. Crescent lunge. Good. And then release your hands down either onto the mat or your block. Step the back foot in. Find the feet for pyramid pose. So the right toes face forward, the left toes are turning out slightly. Inhale, lengthens the spine. At that stage, square the hips off. Push this right hip back a little bit. Left hip forward. Then you fold forwards. Check in with the toes. The toes are nice and long and not desperately grabbing onto the mat. And breathe into whatever's coming up. One more breath here. Your choice, either step forward into the forward fold or step back to down dog. If you want to flow through your own vinyasa, 1 breath, 1 movement, and we'll all meet at the top of the mat when you're ready. A couple more breaths. Standing at the top of the mat. Release your hands down if they're not there already. Take your feet to the edges of the mat and we'll take a squat. We'll bring the hips down, either keep the hips lifted or use your block or a prop to sit on. Elbows nudge the legs out. And again, the push of the palms, feel the palms pushing together, and then the thumbs draw into the chest lifts, the shoulders soften, and just breathe. So I know some of you are making some progress with your crow pose, so if you want to give that another whirl this morning, go ahead. We'll take 5 more breaths here. If you're just static in your squat, then close the eyes and follow the breath. 2 more breaths. And then gently release down onto your butt if you're not there already. Bring the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. And the knees come out wide to the sides. Bring your hands onto your shins or the feet. Close the eyes here and feel your foundation again, your sit bones, the outside edges of the feet. You can either stay seated upright or start to hinge forward. We'll take 2 more full breaths. Slowly lifting back up if you folded. Bring the knees together and push your heels away. Seated forward fold. Keep the knees bent if you need to. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to come forwards. Stopping where you get to that point of resistance. The head or the face turns down, looking at your shins. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Keep the feet flexed. Push your sit bones behind. Gently come back up. And take a cross-legged seat if that's okay for you, otherwise just comfortable seat. Inhale to sit tall. Exhale, come forwards. Either hands on the mat, maybe your forearms are down, maybe your forehead is down. Try and keep the length through the spine rather than just collapsing. Take 2 more breaths here. Walk your hands back in. Just change the cross of the legs. Inhale to sit tall. Exhale, you come forwards. Two breaths. Let the sit bones stay rooted on the mat. Chest lengthens forward and you're hinging from the hip crease. And then lift back up. Plant the feet at the top of the mat and then come down onto your bum, onto your back. Bring the knees into the chest. And we'll take happy baby. So the knees come wide towards your armpits, but you can either hold on to the outside edges of behind the knees rather, maybe the shins or the outside edges of your feet. And just take a moment here to tuck your tailbone down, so feel that the sacrum is on the mat. And allow for a little bit of the natural arch in the lower back. Shoulder blades down, back of the head down. Draw down on your hands. So we want this compression through the hips. And then if you want to, you can rock from side to side. Maybe bend and straighten alternate legs. And then we're going to take both feet wide, as wide as is available to you. So it's like Upavishta Konasana when we're sat down with the legs wide and the feet flexed. Push your tailbone down, take a couple of breaths here. Relax the shoulders. And then draw the soles of the feet towards each other. They might touch. And bring the heels down towards the groin, knees wide. And again, this is like your Baddha Konasana, but a variation of it lying on our back. Take 2 more breaths here. Release your hands, bring your knees back in towards your chest. Feel free to circle the knees. Do anything that feels good. Keep breathing. And then gently place the feet down onto the mat. And we're going to take a couple of rounds of bridge. So line the feet hip width parallel. Just graze your heels with your middle fingers. On an inhale, start to push into your feet, lift the hips up. Option is to interlace your fingers behind the back and really work your arms under the back. 3 full breaths. Can you lift the hips a little bit higher? Notice that that lift comes from your feet. And lengthen the tailbone towards your knees. 1 more breath here. Release the fingers if they're interlaced. Slowly lower the back down. Let everything settle. And then we're going to take that 1 more time. If you want to move into full wheel, go ahead if that's in your practice. If you'd rather take a supported bridge with a block under the pelvis, go ahead. Or cue, just regular bridge. Push into your feet, lift the hips, push into your upper back and the shoulders. Maybe interlace your fingers. And your gaze is still straight up towards the ceiling. We want to keep the length through the whole of the neck. 3 more breaths. Close the eyes. Gently release. Bring the spine down. Rest 1 hand on the heart, 1 hand on the belly. Use the breath to let go of any tension that's come up. And then soles of the feet come together, knees come wide, Supta Baddha Konasana. This is a really good release for the lower back after the back bend. Just a couple of breaths here. Draw the knees together. We'll take a twist. So if you like to wrap your legs, go ahead. I'll keep my legs together. Bump the hips to the right, drop your knees over to the left. Extend the right arm out to the side. Let the head and the neck be comfortable. Make any adjustments that you need. And settle in, just enjoy this twist. Let everything soften. And take 3 full breaths here, so deep inhales through the nose, and then let the exhale be out through the mouth. 2 more like that. The knees come back to center. Squeeze them in, realign the spine, and then switch sides. Same variation as you took on the first side, bump the hips to the left, drop your knees to the right. Settle in. And then those 3 final breaths here. So the inhale through the nose and the long, slow exhale out through the mouth. And there's no rush. You go in your own breath. And when you're done, draw the knees back to center. Hug them in. Maybe give yourself a squeeze. And gently release into Shavasana. Take the feet wide. Just around the buttocks and the lower back. Take the arms wide. Let the air flow under the armpits. Feel that support from the earth. There's no effort, no physical tension. Feel the back of the body, the contact there, the heels, the calves and the backs of the thighs, the buttocks. Notice the natural arch in the lower back. The upper back and the shoulder blades. The backs of the arms and the backs of the hands, feel the connection there. And the back of the head. And be aware of this openness through the whole body. And feel the space. Notice how easy the breath is. Take a few moments here in stillness and in silence. You're very welcome to remain in Shavasana for as long as you wish. Otherwise, we'll start to reconnect with the breath. And with the physical body, start to make some movements. Fingers, toes, wrists, and ankles. Maybe take a full body stretch and feel that gentle glow through the whole of the body. When you're ready, bend the knees, roll onto one side, and then make your way up to a comfortable seat. And draw the hands into prayer in front of the heart. Sit for a moment and feel all the benefits of your practice. Know that you can take this away with you, and through the regular practice, it can be more thread through your life. Bring the thumbs to the third eye. Remember your intention. Again, sow the seed, water the seed. Take this intention away with you. And bow the head to the heart to seal the practice. Namaste. Thank you. Stop.
Thanks.